Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I will be discussing the best books I read in 2022. So it was kind of hard getting this list together. I feel like I watched a lot of great stuff in 2022, but like when it came to reading, what was number one on this list, I don't feel as huge of a fondness as I did with like my previous year's number ones. I felt like a lot of like my favorites ended up being like rereads or like continuations of series, which like I've mentioned before for these lists, like I have a rule I implemented for myself where I don't like to do like rereads or like repeats. So I think like the official list, I have 6 titles, and then for like a way around the rule that I implemented for myself, I have 5 honorable mentions. The honorable mentions will be done in alphabetical order, and then the 6 titles will be done in countdown style. So first, let's get through the honorable mentions. In 2022, I read Heartstopper Volume 4 and loved it, and I think it's still as solid and good as its previous volumes, which showed up on the list before. So this story follows Nick and Charlie, and they're like high school teens, and they're just trying to navigate through life and their feelings and relationship. And I think this story is just so diverse and so well versed in like tackling real life issues. It's a coming of age story, and it has like its fluffy moments, but there are moments where like it can get emotional, and I think it has like a good balance between the two. Next, Saga, written by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Fiona Staples, is back. Well, now it's on hiatus again, but it came back in 2022, and oh boy, I was so excited. Its return made me so happy. I read all the issues that came out in 2022, and it's seriously like top grade sci-fi, and I still can't stop recommending it. After that, I picked up the Tea Dragon Tapestry, which is the 3rd and final volume in the Tea Dragon illustrated art graphic novel books, and they're just like really fluffy, soft, cute, easy to read stories about like dragons and like fantastical characters and like relationships, and it's really nice and sweet. Late 2021, I randomly picked up the BL series Twittering Birds Never Fly by Ko Yoneda, and oh my god, it's a really screwed up Yakuza BL series. However, the characters are just so captivating, and I couldn't stop reading, and I was so invested in their relationship and the growth and like the Yakuza stuff. Like I feel like a lot of times like Yakuza romances, the Yakuza like plot line is just very secondary, but this like is pretty front and center. Yeah, it's like super duper screwed up, but like I said, I'm like so invested, and like right at the start of the year I picked up, which volume was it? Volume 5, and oh my god, I have been like patiently waiting, and it's been a year now for the next volume, and I don't know, I think eventually like the only way this can go is that it breaks my heart, but I'm also hoping that it doesn't. Last but not least, the final volume of Otakoi Volume 6 came out. This was created by Fujita. I love Otakoi. It's a romance between like I guess like the otakus of the world. So the guy is like a video gamer and the girl is fujoshi, and it's a josei romance. So like the characters, they're like in workforce age, and like I think the ending was really well done, and it's crazy because I literally have 3 copies or 3 editions of this final volume. I have the regular one, I have the Barnes and Noble one, and I have the Kinokuniya. And I think how many volumes I own, which is, I think that's all of them. Like, that's how much I love this this series. I'm sad that it's over, and I'm sad that like this 6th volume was so thin in comparison, but I have happy memories looking back on it, and I am praying that the anime will finally continue so that I can still get the story. That's it for the honorable mentions. I feel like all of those titles have showed up on either favorites list before or most surprising list before, so they were all like repeats, but because I still really enjoyed them in 2022, I wanted to spotlight them, even though they're not going to be a part of the official countdown. So now let's start the official countdown. Number 6 is The Road to Jamestown, Jim Jones and People's Temple by Jeff Guin. Hopefully I'm saying that last name correctly. If I'm not, please feel free to let me know. 2022, because of Netflix, I feel like it was somehow like a true crime year for me. And I was recommended this book by, like, I saw it on another, like, I think it might be another booktuber channel, and I picked it up, and I've heard of this story before, because I heard of the history of the phrase like drink the Kool-Aid, but just to know like so much of like the detail and how it like happened from like beginning to end, like this story will just like, it's just so heavy, and it's such a sombering read. Number 5 is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This book is probably the most talked about autobiography or book in general in 2022. Growing up, I did watch a little iCarly, never got into it, and I also did see some episodes of Sam and Cat, never got into that as well. However, like Jeanette McCurdy and Nickelodeon was like part of my childhood, so I was curious to pick this up because at that time like everyone was talking about it, and just to like hear what was going on with her while she was filming all of those shows. And I did see that one show that she was on, like on Netflix, and like just to think like this was all going on while like I was watching her on TV, like that's just absolutely crazy. And I just feel for her so much. And the thing is that like this was so well written, like she's just very articulate and she's great with her words, and there are moments where this is like funny and you can see her comedic side, like her growing up as like a comedian. And I would recommend that, like, if you haven't, do yourself a favor and pick up this book, but also watch her interview with 1, Trevor Noah, and 2, Drew Barrymore. Number 4 is A Man and His Cats, volumes 1 through 7 by Umi Sakurai. I randomly stumbled across this like just extremely precious manga series and read 7 volumes of it in 2022. And the story follows like a widower who becomes like a cat owner, and like there's just a lot of like really sweet moments, but there's also a lot of like really emotional, like hard-hitting moments that are very subtle, and I think it's like great in that sense. It's just like one word, bittersweet, but the way that it like depicts like human relationships and like animal love, beautiful. Number 3 is Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. What really got me to pick up this book was that Apple TV was going to create like a live action for it, and I was like, you know what, it's finally time I read it, and then if I like it, I'll start the show. I didn't think that I was gonna have multiple seasons, and I still don't have Apple TV, so I haven't watched it, but I did love the book. When I was in college, a college friend of mine recommended this documentary to me, or not a documentary, I think it might be a YouTube short about like the Korean community that's living in Japan, and so I knew like very little about this topic, and just like the way this story Pachinko is able to like interweave like 4 generations, and just telling you how, or like just plotting how like generational trauma like follows the next generation or the generation after. Like, it's done in such a magnificent way. It's just a very deep and moving book, and I loved it. Number 2 is I Think Our Son Is Gay by Okura. I read volumes 1 through 4 in 2022, and this is just about a mom who has 2 sons, and she thinks, or she suspects, her older one might be gay. And like, I Think Our Son Is Gay is just super accepting, super caring, super loving, and in a way it gives me hope for the future of Asia. Number 1 is Spy X Family. I read volumes 1 through 8, and it's by Tatsuya Endo. I started Spy X Family in 2022 because it was like extremely popular and super hype, and it lives up to the hype like shockingly because it's massive. And the story is about a fake found family. The father is a spy, the mother is an assassin, and the daughter is a telepath. And the daughter, Anya, is one of the most adorable characters created. I haven't watched the anime. I've only stuck with the manga, but I just think that it's like funny, it's action packed, it's gripping, and it has like its emotional moments, and I think like everything about it is just really magnificent at this moment in time, and I hope that it keeps up its momentum and it keeps delivering. Those are the best books I read in 2022. As I stated earlier, I don't feel as strongly about this year's list and top contenders as I did for previous years. So in 2023, I hope that I can read like more stuff, but like stuff that like I really, really like, and I really want to like recommend, and I really want to hype up. Tomorrow I will be doing my, will I be able to do it in tomorrow? Most likely, I think I can. So tomorrow I will be doing my most surprising reads of 2022, and I would only have a few more videos after that, and then I'm going to be done with the year-end series. Super excited about that. Outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video whenever that is. Bye!